tuning in. Thank you guys for being here and being a part of this community. Um, I would first like to say, y'all please remember to subscribe, like, drop your comments in the box. Please remember to put up them Dolph emojis. And just thank you guys for being here overall. Man, first up today, man, we got Charleston White, man. Grace in Memphis, Tennessee with his presence. Charleston, the big homie, he always liked to go visit these places. And he liked to do more things for the kids and be charitable with his time and his efforts. And a lot of people give him a lot of grievance, but I love Charleston, man. I love him because he's outspoken and on most issues, man, he really do tell the truth. So and I feel like at a time like right now, Memphis, they need that type of high spirited, happy go lucky kind of guy. Now, don't take, his kindness for weakness because, we see he always have his little props. But just for him to take the time out of his day to go to Memphis to hang out with people while Rule Woo and and all the PRE guys, just to drop a little game on him, drop a little knowledge on him. He did time in jail for an alleged, you know, murder that he participated in allegedly. But it's always good to see guys like that who kind of like went through that type of stuff and kind of like changed their whole life around. And he done it with Motor and them. He also done it with Yellow Bees and them and all of that. So he's one of them people that just always go around, show his presence, give the older people some game. But from what I know of him, he loved the kids. He liked to go there and support the kids and in his community efforts and you know all the things that it takes to be a humanitarian. And my thing is that you can't never knock a guy for that. Now, there's a lot of people who, you know, try to do stuff for clout, on the man and stuff like that. But, we all could do the same thing that he did. Pick up a camera, start recording, and, be truthful. Like when he came on the internet, Charleston White was like a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? It was so much gang culture, so much, I want to be down, so much this, so much that. And what he was doing was he was just putting a mirror to us and showing us what is it, where is it that we head as a society. And, kudos for him. It take a very brave individual to do that, man. Like fearless. And it's like this is what you need. You need fearless human beings in society to sort of like combat some of the stuff because you can't have all bad and no good. You gotta have it gotta be a healthy balance. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some bad, some good, so that the younger folks can know they could have a alternative. They could pick what they want to do with their life versus just one story being spent the whole time and it's only one thing to choose from. It's just like Democrats and Republicans and independents. You need three parties. People got to be able to pick between which one they like. They got to be able to do research and make informed decisions, right? So, like, I think it's a very amazing thing that he went to Dolph Land just to pay his respects, hang out with the guys. Hey, what's up, everybody who joined the channel? I love all you guys' comments. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. Yeah, man, big shout out to Charleston White, man. We love Charleston White down here in Louisiana. Like, I've always was a fan of his. Like, I mean, to me, they used to call him like Rat Williams or whatever. But to me, it's like people got it misconstrued. Like, like if you're a criminal, your job is to run from the cops. The cops' job is to chase you. It isn't something that's built in on a biases, whether I like you or not. No, I'm a professional. I'm a cop. My job is to chase down bad guys. The bad guy job is to do bad things and try to get away with it. Not an innocent person who witnessing this stuff and ratting. They just doing what they supposed to do. They supposed to snitch. I mean, you can't get mad at a person who see you do something and then they rat. The number one thing is that when I was a kid, we was always taught you you see something, you say something. Just like when you're at home with your siblings and they burn something in mama's house. If you the oldest sibling, mama coming to you and she gonna be like, "What happened here?" And back in our days, people that's born in the 70s and in the 80s, and even some parts of the 90s, like we know it's just the culture. It's the culture that we grew up in. Like when mama came and said, "Who did this in the house?" Somebody better have an answer, and it better be a truthful answer, because they wasn't afraid to put that belt on you back in them days. But anyway, Charleston White, he just really brought back to reality what we was all missing. He say all the stuff that we all really think, but we too afraid to say it. He just bold enough to say it and crazy enough to say it. But you have to admire and love a person that's bold like that, who is not afraid to speak about what is wrong, what is right. And to me, this is why I like him, because it reminds me of me. Like my whole thing is what is right, what is wrong, what is moral, and what is not so moral. And my whole thing is that I love the person who speak up for the little person, the person who don't have a voice. So like I said, man, give Charleston White a flower, bro. Cause that's what he doing is brave. His life is on the line. That's dangerous, you know. And us when you living in a society when everybody think that bad is good and good is bad, then a person who's like a truth teller, a person who is say a person who will say, "Man, no, that's wrong." They shunned up on. They, they shunned up on. So my whole thing is no. It's a brave thing. He putting his whole family at risk. He putting a lot of people at jeopardy, even his own self, to do what he think is right. So I feel like kudos to that guy. It's his life mission. It's what he's supposed to be doing in life. Because look at how well he's doing in that space. And the reason why he caught on fire when he hit the internet is because it was a breath of fresh air. We all was thinking that crime was out of control. We killing up each other. We all was thinking it, but none of us was bold enough to say it. So it's like this is why he got a lot of followers, because people, normal, everyday, tax paying, working Americans really feel this way. They really feel that way, that stuff is out of control. It's bad. And it's just, look at it, bro. Like the old school gangsters, bro, they never let stuff like that go on in their community because they knew it would bring the cops. Like if you have a whole bunch of murders around your dope spot, then the police is gonna come because there's too many murders that's happening around here, of robberies, of the R word, all kind of stuff. That stuff bring unwanted attention on you, and it's like some kind of way the new younger gangster, he wasn't molded to understand that you keep your stuff clean, you keep your area clean, you keep all of that stuff that bring unwanted attention on you. You keep those areas of your life clean so that you don't have to have the police on you or the feds. When there's murder happening and it's all kind of violent crimes happening, the police is gonna look. They're gonna look. They're gonna find informants, and then they're gonna come knocking at your door. And my whole thing is if you're out here and you're doing what you're doing and you're making your money, why put all that hard work in the streets when the feds gonna come in and take all your money, all your cars, all your property? You're gonna go through time and you're gonna come out broke and you done all of that for nothing. That's my whole point about it. And granted, it is wrong. I mean, you're doing all this stuff in your communities, it's wrong, you know. But who am I to judge somebody who don't really have the education? They got so many felonies, they can't get a job. There's a lot of stuff that people deal with in the urban communities that they just don't have no hope. So it's two sides of the coin that we have to look at here. And I think we were seeing one side, and Charleston White came on this internet and told us the other side. No, you should be feeling sorry for them because they know what they're doing. And it's factual. They do know what they're doing, but they don't really have an idea of what they're really doing. Like most people, most young kids, when they come out their household, nobody's in their household talking about you could be a lifetime offender, and you could have felonies that could prevent you from working. They don't know that when they pick up the crack cocaine or the heroin or whatever it is that they're doing. They just know this is money. I can make money off it. I could provide for my family. And some of them are like, well, whatever I have to do, that's just what I'm gonna do. And at the end of the day, like I said, it's two sides to every coin. Granted, the shit is wrong. It's two left shoes. It is. But how can you judge a person when you know their parents never did anything, their grandparents never did anything? Bro, you looking at a lot of generations of people who ain't done nothing. So where's his motivation at? Where's the young person inspiration? Something that inspire him to be better or greater than himself. So at the end of the day, we have to be mindful of these things. And even with the jail system, is not reforming them. Like bring back the educational programs. Like bring back bring back the HVACs programs and the auto mechanic programs so that them dudes can earn a decent living. Everything in this society and in this day is expensive. You try to rent an apartment, it's like $1,500 a month. You got light, you got water, you got cable, you got Netflix. Who don't love Netflix? You have Disney, you have renter's insurance, you have car insurance. I mean, before you tally all that up, that stuff could run into the, 3,000, 4,000 a month. So you have to understand, it's not. I mean, it's sort of to me, it's sort of like you darn if you do, and you darn if you don't. And most of them people don't want to go to no job where a boss just barking at them all day, for a little amount of money. It's like, and it's like that's how I could agree with it, bro. I ain't saying that is right. It ain't never right, jacking some old lady out of a car to go commit crimes in it, to just to be robbing to put food on the table. It's a lot of people out here that you could help, ask for help. And sometimes when you take the career path, yeah, it take you longer to get the money, and it take you more years to build. But if you have a family that love you and you have a really good support system, thank you, CJ Johnson. I appreciate that. If you have a family that really love you, you know, two of y'all get together and you both rent out a place. If it's 1,500, you divide it in half, 700 and some dollars a month. You divide the light bill, you divide the water bill, and you do like most corporations do, man. I mean, I could give you the game, and it's easy. Whatever your monthly income is, you take half of that and you live off it. The other half, you put it in the savings account or your checkings account. Try to go buy yourself some 401k and put into that too. And then also, you know, try to find side hustles. You could drive for Uber, you could drive for DoorDash, you know, like you could become a YouTube star, a TikTok star. In this day and age, you have to find a lot of streams of revenue because everything is so expensive, and it's not for nobody who making 10 11 or $12 an hour. You need other stuff to add to that. You need a job that could pay you that with tips, maybe credit card tips as well, that'll bring your income from 10 to 17 to 18 to $20 an hour to really be able to survive out there. And you might have to make a 5-year plan where it's just like you and somebody else staying in a house for 5 years till you're able to buy a house. And then now you just have property taxes at the end of the year. You have your rent, your lights, and you have lights and water and your property tax, but you don't have no rent. So with that big rent payment being gone, that's a lot of disposable cash that you could have, but like I said, man, big shout out to Charleston White, man. We love just his positive spirit and his positive attitude. Hopefully his visit could turn some things around. I mean, he's like a superstar now. Like so, and it's always good for somebody like that to take their time out to go and say, you know what, this place is a little out of control. Let me go down there and, pay them a visit and check in with the young boys and, give them some game and give them some advice. And, because they leading out the animal, Dolph is gone. So it's just them really leading themselves, bro. I mean, they have Key Glock, but he young too. And Daddy, you're an older guy, but we don't really know too much about him. Just that, he was Dolph's partner, but he was like one of them people that just played the background, which, it's cool. He just one of them people that stay to himself. And that's life. That's what he like to do, and that's a beautiful thing. And we gonna support that. But they need a older person that could guide them and, you know, tell them just the fundamental basics about life and how you survive out here and keeping yourself above water and, just getting your money and maintain and if you're a millionaire, go make five more millionaires. You know, uh, if you're a millionaire, go make 10 more millionaires. Reproduce yourself over and over and do it all the way until you die, and that's the way we could really like really like break up the poverty and, give people a really, really decent quality of life, So my thing is, like I say, I don't know what y'all think about that, man. I'm thrilled that Charleston White went down there to Dolph Land and kicked it with paper route Woo, and I'm pretty sure I don't think Key Glock was there, but it was a whole bunch of them paper route guys, and that's good to see them all in good spirits and you know and upbeat. I mean, they did lose the guy that put him in the game that taught him everything, so you know it's like like I said, man, it's you got to look at everything. It all has two sides to a coin, and you could always be judging people, but really and truly, just try to think of it from a deeper level. Like even if you ain't live it, at some point, all of us can understand not having food and not having clothing and living in a house with no electric. Anybody, you might never lived it, but you can understand it. And most of them guys who choose a life like that, this is where they come from. You hear the stories all day long with the rappers saying, I had to share clothing, I had to sleep in the bed with somebody else. These guys are telling us their stories. So it's for real and it happens. And like I said, for a person like Charleston White to, to come from where he come from in life and change it all the way around and he just want to be a positive person and go spread cheer to the little kids and try to break the cycle, then kudos to that guy, man, because he don't have to do that. He could have took his YouTube stardom, stayed behind his YouTube desk, and just get checks. Name another one who that's going to communities like that, urban communities, and giving kids money and creating programs for them. Think about all the big ones. Who's doing it? There's no one. He's the only one. So to me, it's his calling. It's what he's supposed to be doing in life. And sometimes this is why God give us second chances. Some people get second chances because God really know the innermost workings of your heart. So that was in Charleston White heart. And when your heart is good, God don't really care about what you done in life. Your heart is good. It could have been a mistake. It could have been him being young, not knowing better. It could have been anything. And when a child is young, they're impressionable. Their friends impressionable. Man, let's go over there and, let's go over there and mess with Miss Betty. They don't know that they're really going over there and Miss Betty gonna be dead before the night is over with. They young, they kids. They do not know that. They adolescents who had the capacity to think when they was 13 and 12 and 14. Which one of us had that? None of us could think at that age. You're immature, you're a kid, your mind ain't even developed all the way. This is why this stuff work out in the courtroom for them because the judges know that their mind ain't developed. It take years. You know, your mind think a certain way when you turn 20. Then when you turn 30, it think another way. Then when you turn 40, it think another way. Like your mind keep expanding and it keep growing and it don't never stop growing. So like I said, we have to, as a society, not be ridiculing people, but just try to see the good in them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not it don't cost us a thing to see the good in people. Like and if somebody done something wrong to society and they paid their debt to society and they out here trying to contribute, trying to stop kids from going the way they want, then we should just support them. Not trying to fight the man on the internet and gain clout and all this stuff here when he's out here trying to go do a good deed for society. Because let me tell you something, if nobody don't reach out to these young kids, they'll be at your car with a ski mask and a gun on, asking you to give you them good your goods. So you want people out there doing that, bro. Because we all deserve to go in our houses safe. We all deserve to go in our cars safe. We all deserve to die old by our bedsides and not us burying our kids. You know, I think that it's it's one of the things to where it's a it's like the coronavirus, man. It need to be eradicated so that we could be a healthy, more normal, more functioning society. Because if you're not worrying about crime, bro, you could pretty much focus your mind on something else. Like these things when you got to look around you back and forth when you're trying to go to your car, it's just not a quality of life that I enjoy. You know, and none of us should enjoy that. That's not normal. The human brain is not developed to process emotions like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we all come from the most high God. We all created with just such beauty and the mental capacity to love and to love our neighbors and to treat everybody equally. And you know, when these type of things go wrong in society, it puts you in a state of mind of hell. You know, oh man, this is like hell on earth because it really is. Because your mind is not equipped for this type of stuff. It's really not. No human mind is equipped for it. You know, now you do have the cases where some of them are just they just born bad, man. It's like people, you know, all the research and there's nothing that they can figure out why they turned that way. It's just, but it's it's if you have something that created you that's just, and if you have good people, you gotta have bad people. Just like when the sun shines, you gotta have rain. And just like if you go to work every day, you love your family, you love your kids, you pay your taxes, you know, you're a good person. Just like the sun shine on you, it gotta shine on a person who ain't doing that too. That's the opposite of you. That's the definition of just. Just meaning it work the same way for everyone. So my thing is like I said, kudos to Charleston White, man. Y'all get in the comment box. Y'all like the video. Y'all please share it, share it, share it. Remember, subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. You know, get the word out. We want the channel big. I love you guys for supporting me. I thank you guys. You know, I'm thinking I'm gonna do a competition. You know, give away a little cash. I don't know yet, but I think it's what I'm gonna do just to say thank you guys for supporting the channel and just and just liking all my videos and tuning in. But yeah, y'all tell me what y'all think. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and peace.